Hello. Today is Friday, August 14th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. According to Fortune, renewed violence in Yemen and Iran's refusal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz are fueling fresh fears of war along critical global oil shipping corridors. The Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz together handle over 20% of the world's oil annually, making them essential routes for energy flows between Middle Eastern producers and markets in Europe, Asia, and the United States. In recent weeks, Houthi militants have intensified maritime attacks, while the Iranian government and Revolutionary Guard Corps have ramped up demands including a proposed $20 billion annual protection toll for Hormuz passage, a sum Fortune described as unrealistic. Major oil companies like Saudi Aramco and BP, along with global shipping insurers, now face heightened financial and operational risk as geopolitical instability leads to tanker rerouting and rising shipping costs. The U.S. government is under pressure to negotiate with Iran, reportedly considering an unattractive deal just to restore oil shipments. In the near term, we could see sharp spikes in oil prices from risk premiums and rerouting, and some refineries in Europe and Asia may be forced to cut output or switch to pricier alternative sources. Over the medium term, there may be accelerated investment in alternate supply routes and non-Middle East oil suppliers, while prolonged tensions might give Iran new leverage in international negotiations and add to regional security concerns. Next, let's turn to the Gulf's technology ambitions. Fortune reports that governments and telecom giants in the Gulf are racing to build out new fiber networks and data centers as AI adoption surges, aiming to seize control of the region's increasingly valuable data highways. The Gulf nations including the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar are investing heavily in cables, fiber networks, and data centers to cement economic competitiveness and digital sovereignty. This regional push is led by telecom giants like Etisalat, STC, and Qatar Telecom, who are driving data infrastructure expansion. Meanwhile, international players such as Google Cloud and Microsoft have established partnerships to bolster AI infrastructure. Sovereign wealth funds and regulatory bodies are also stepping in with both funding and policy direction. Fortune noted that Gulf countries want to break free from global data chokepoints, reducing reliance on foreign-controlled infrastructure and setting new precedents for data governance. In the near term, enhanced regional control may attract a fresh wave of global tech investment and AI research, while greater infrastructure independence could over time reshape global power dynamics in digital regulation and trade. A more autonomous Gulf data ecosystem will also reduce exposure to geopolitical risks and disruptions in global supply chains as investments mature. Moving on, TechCrunch reports Anthropic, the developer of the Claude AI model, has launched new watermarking features aimed at tackling cheating both in academic settings and workplaces. AI watermarks act as digital signatures embedded in content generated by artificial intelligence, helping institutions and employers track the origin of submissions and enforce integrity. Universities, colleges, and HR departments are adapting as AI-generated material now faces rigorous scrutiny, and students and employees must comply with new rules for AI-assisted outputs. The TechCrunch article highlights user frustration, with some fearing the watermarks will expose misconduct and prompt stricter enforcement. With Anthropic's rollout, administrators and employers are expected to see a near-term spike in detected misconduct, leading to tougher penalties and more compliance monitoring. Over the medium term, greater transparency could nudge students and staff toward more ethical AI usage, but some may seek ways to circumvent watermarking, sparking a new cycle of digital arms race between detection and deception. These developments could fundamentally reshape how work-based trust and academic honesty are monitored going forward. Now, onto the markets. European international equity markets showed overall gains, led by Germany's EWG with a month-over-month rise of 6.4%, while Belgium posted a slight daily decline. Spain's EWP continued its momentum, gaining over 5% in the last month, with Italy's EWI also rising nearly 4%. In Asia, China large cap moved higher, up 1.8% for the month, while India posted a modest monthly advance, but India's INDA was a top loser in international stocks today among major ETFs. The United Kingdom exhibited steady gains, despite a slight dip in daily performance. Commodities traded strongly, as gold surged nearly 8% month-over-month, with GLD and silver's SLV up more than 12%, making metals the top gainers in commodities and agricultural ETF DBA a modest daily gainer. Platinum's PPLT led daily sector performance in commodities with a 2% rise, while carbon KRBN dipped. U.S. oil prices climbed, with USO up 3.9% month-over-month and a daily jump over 0.9%. S&P 500 sector ETFs reflected mixed sentiment. SPY recorded a mild daily loss but has rallied nearly 2.8% over the month, led by technology and semiconductor stocks such as SOX. Healthcare Roman 45 and Finance XLF sectors eased back slightly today but posted solid gains for the month. Real estate ETF XLRE gained over 1.5% month-over-month, showing resilience. Today's top overall stock gainer was Akbar, soaring nearly 1,800%, followed by Onfo, Wido, and MDXH, all recording triple-digit daily percentage rises. The biggest loser was TMCWW, dropping almost 69%, with Amplitex AMPX and Inventors INV each down more than 55%. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.